You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it. The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together. Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Oh, welcome back, everybody, to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wolldog, sitting with my buddy, Kev, Hug, and Duggan. Let's not forget Kyle, the coach, Duggan. Yeah.
That's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
Wet.
It's wet and gross.
Wet and shitty.
Oh, God, folks. We had it. It was there. We lost it.
We had it for like the whole game.
I know.
Once again, we had to have led for 50 plus minutes of that game.
Yeah. It was crazy.
What the hell is happening?
Oh, God. Well, we'll talk about it here, folks, on the Charger Chat. We've got lots to go over. Obviously, this Kansas City game, looking at some of the continuous injuries this team seems to incur, some post-game quotes, and as always, we've got a fan focus lined up and an Ask Boltfam. But let's start it off here at the top, talking about Kevin and Kyle got a chance to not just go to this game. I was seeing posts prior to the game starting of Kevin hyperventilating while Justin Herbert was walking into an elevator. What is this all about? What happened here?
Go ahead, Kai.
All right, I guess I'll tell the story. It happened
No,
to you.
I will jump in. I'll jump in.
It's a team effort here.
And
Yeah,
forgive my
sure.
voice. Like yeah, sorry.
Yeah, obviously the boys attended the game. They screamed their little hearts out, and their voices sound like it.
We did have a new third down tradition when we're on offense. Me and Kevin have to hug the whole time.
And it worked like
It worked
80% of
okay.
the time.
It worked at the beginning of the game. The second half, it kind of went to crap. But
It
Lost
worked
some
better
of its
on
mojo.
offense than it did on defense.
right, yeah. But yeah, so on Saturday night we drove up and we met a bunch of our friends for dinner. Who was all there, Kev? Jen, Karen,
Yeah.
the brisket broads.
Beauty and the Bolts. It was
Beauty and the
awesome.
Bolts.
They were
Yeah,
at
it
a
was-
hotel that just so happened to have some random Charger players start walking in while we're sitting there eating.
Whoa.
So
Yeah. Apparently we met for dinner at the same hotel that the team stays at. So it was like,
Really?
yeah, like they were all checking in, and then as fate would have it, Mr. Justin Herbert walks. So we're probably we're probably like 20 yards away from the elevators, and our table
25.
can see the elevator.
yeah.
And he all of a sudden he just turns the corner, and then Karen goes, "It's Justin Herbert. It's Justin Herbert. It's Justin Herbert." And then Kevin, I'm like, "Kevin, that's Justin Herbert." And he looks, he's like, he seriously could not sit still in his
Dude,
seat.
I'm
And
not,
I was
I'm
like,
not-
no, listen. It sounds ridiculous, and like he was trying to make it silly. His heart rate went from a resting 70 all the
got
way
it.
to 95. He got an alert from his watch. I was like, "Are you okay?"
I
Is
literally
everything
got
right?
this for early Christmas present for my wife, and I'm resting like 70, 72. Justin Herbert probably
Spiked him up to
I was at
100.
a 95. It was
I love that
Wow.
you told it where everybody was like very calmly like, it's Justin
Justin
Herbert.
Herbert.
well, and I blew
Like
it.
Kevin just like a cartoon rocket just shot out of his chair.
It was problematic because the first person we saw was Braden, and I just couldn't help it. I was
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
Braden. And he like looked back to me, he's like, hi. And then I was like, hey, dude. I'm like, sack
He's like-
dance.
He's like, "Do your sack dance."
And he's-
I'm like, "Kevin, be cool, dude."
Be cool, dude.
I didn't have it. I'm not. Yeah, I'm awkward in that situation. But we met Corey Lindsley a similar way. Corey was coming back, and some of the girls at the table were like, "Hey, Corey," and he waved over as if he like knew who it was. Like, and then he started to walk towards us, and like 3 steps in, he's like, "Oh, I don't know who those
don't know
people
you
are
guys."
at all."
oh, so you kind of like
And then
roped him in. They were
Kevin-
like, oh,
Kevin-
these are friends.
Kevin gives him a "Don't worry, we're not dangerous."
Oh, great.
And then he came,
said
he
that
came
out
right over though. Right after I said that, he came right over and he signed the brisket broads.
Don't worry, we won't kill you.
No, all of us together couldn't do anything to that dude. He's a monster.
he's a
Yeah.
monster.
But it was
That's
it was,
hilarious.
it was sucked though, because we left. When we left, like apparently everyone showed up, and like, you know, we missed a lot of the players. But that was a really, really cool way.
It was
to
fun
start
hanging
off the
out with
weekend.
friends pre-game,
Yeah,
getting
of course.
excited about the game. It was good.
Oh, those are some of the greats for sure. Well, that's awesome. You got to see Justin Herbert and Fehoko and got to meet. I saw, did Corey Lindsley, did he sign the Brisket Broads, like their little sketchbook?
He
Yeah,
came all
his
the way
picture.
over, signed their thing, talked to us
That's
for a minute.
cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's so
It
cool.
was rad.
Awesome. Well, hey, that's a good way to start off the weekend.
Yeah, for sure. And then it was cool too. Like, you know, we got to go do the Thunder Alley, and it's like always the most insane fun time.
Any difference between daytime Thunder Alley and nighttime Thunder Alley, or is it pretty much the same idea?
It's pretty similar.
Pretty
Is it?
similar.
Okay.
It seemed like the stakes are up a little bit. Like there's a lot of extra kind of craziness. Who was our the Die Hard Bolt Club leader from up in Ventura? He was wearing like a oh god, I won't remember his name, but he was wearing like a turkey costume.
Oh, I
And-
saw the video of him. Yeah.
And literally like you're walking and then
He's the
he's
best.
there, and then you turn
Yeah.
around, he's over there.
He's
It's
over
like,
there.
Yeah, he's
That guy has so much energy.
oh my
wild
god,
turkey.
He's a wild turkey.
absolutely amazing. So, but yeah, so it was cool. We got to meet everybody at like the Bolt Bros podcast was there, so we hung out with them. The Brisket
cool.
Broads, the Snappies. We went through up and down, getting shots. Hung out with Fan of the Year, Rike.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, it was just fun. Met a lot of cool people that we talk. It's so funny, like when we talk to people come up like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And then I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" Because I don't fully know who they are. And then they're like, "Boltville." I'm like, "I'm Boltville."
Oh,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
you go. Yeah.
You know, it's like that double like excitement. Like,
Yeah, we
yes.
gotta-
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we got to hear handles, folks. We're not used to faces or first name bases. We got to hear the handles. And yeah, that's awesome. You got to meet Boltville.
It was cool. And then got to hang out with Justin Saver. Cool. He's a great guy.
Awesome.
Another Die Hard Bolt Club member. Just want to shout him out. He had some really awesome, nice things to say. So yeah, it was just an overall awesome. We were rolling in there feeling really good about everything.
Well, understandably so. You guys got to go to prime time Sunday night. Any special things going on in the stadium? I saw there was that kind of little concert in the middle there with Roddy Ricch.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Anything else go on? Any other special activities?
I think the salute to service was happening there. So there
Okay,
was like,
cool.
there was a
Yeah,
lot
they
of like
did.
military stuff going on. It was
Yeah, at
really nice.
halftime they did like a remembrance of some soldiers that had.
Yeah,
That was
heavy. That was really.
it was pretty heavy.
sad.
But that outside of just kind of normal programming from what a normal game would be, it was just dark.
It
Gotcha.
looks so much, dude. The lights
Yeah.
in there, and when they
I
like,
can only imagine.
it is next level in there when it's the late games.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah. One of these days I'll go to one of those late
we
games.
also snuck in. I don't
think we snuck in. We were trying to find a place to go watch.
We accidentally snuck in.
But like we didn't leave. So I guess technically you're right. We did sneak in, but we were walking down one of the corridors. We ended up in this VIP section.
Oh,
And the guy that was manning the door to check tickets,
He was
wasn't
just like
there.
he had turned his back and was like helping someone.
We just didn't know who he was.
We just didn't know we didn't know that one side of the barricade you were allowed to, and the other side you needed special access.
Yeah.
We just like opened a door and started walking, and all of a sudden we were in this like cool bar at the 50-yard line, and like there was like standing room, so we just found a place to stand and watch the game there the whole time.
oh, get out of here for the
Yeah.
whole game.
The whole game, yeah.
game.
Which looking back, I hope that didn't jinx us, that we weren't in our seats in 307, row 10. We may have screwed
We
it
did
up.
it. No. We did. We did, Kyle.
We may have screwed it up.
Seemed like a great. You know whose idea it was? It was one of my best friends in the world, Randy, who's a Chiefs fan. He's like, yeah, let's just stay here. Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, you want to throw off all the juju
Throw
that
off
you
all
can,
of our
Randy.
energy. Yeah,
Wow.
but yeah, he was fun too. We got to like go around. Everyone met
Yeah.
our Chiefs friend. It was cool because he was talking about how like amazingly welcoming everybody was there,
Yeah.
and how much fun he had, and how
He
rad
was
the
taking
stadium
pictures
is.
of like Thunder Alley because all the chapters have their own canopies, and
Oh, right.
he was
Yeah.
like, "Wow, this is so cool." He's taking pictures of everything. So
That's
we,
awesome.
we
And
do
he-
it right.
He pretty much admitted that it's better tailgating energy than Kansas City. All but he didn't say it, but I saw it in his eyes.
He said it without saying it.
Yeah. Smug.
Wow.
Chief.
All right. Well, I mean,
love you, Randy.
for the most part, sounds like a great time.
It was the
was
whole
fantastic.
game was insane. It was
Yeah.
really, really fun until the last minute and a half. That was when it
that
just
last
sucked
drive.
really bad.
Because we got the up and down. We got behind, came back, scored.
Yeah.
Just stop them. One stop.
Keenan Allen shows up out of
60
nowhere
yards.
with a giant catch.
It was
Yeah.
crazy. Everything about that game was absolutely crazy. We got up early. We stayed up, scored 20 points in the first half. Like
Yeah.
everything was screaming like, yes, we're showing up for this game.
Yeah.
And then it just couple bad moments is what
Yeah.
it had. It seems to be what it's all boiling down to right now.
Yeah.
So it's just the third downs too. It's just
That and 498 yards of offense that we allowed.
it's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a
lot.
lot.
It's a lot of movement of the ball.
Oh man. Yeah. It was watching it from home. You know, we got to see Keenan Allen and Mike Williams out there, and Mike Williams just make an amazing toe tap and catch. And watching him come up limping was just like, God, can we just not have like anything nice in this world
Yeah,
anymore?
you can't have
Like,
nice things. This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice
We
things.
always break everything.
Yeah, score of the game 30-27, up and down, and just couldn't
feel
pull
like
it down.
Our roster construction needs to be all B. Like we need B level players. Like
Right, because somebody's
if you can
inevitably going to
afford-
go
You
down.
can afford 2 B levels for one of our A pluses.
Yeah,
The guy's gonna get hurt, so at least then we have a B to back him up. I think
Yeah.
that needs to be the new GM like idea for building the Chargers. Get
Some
all
3.0s.
Bs, a little
Maybe
bit of
Chargers
C's,
2.0.
but we can't have it going. We pay so much for these A's that then it's a C or D drop off.
you've got an A plus QB, B's everywhere else, is what you're saying.
Yeah, give me and tossing a C here and there that we can hide, but
Right.
we just can't
On
have
special teams.
We can't. We know the idea is we know we're gonna get hurt. We
Right.
have to have so much depth on our team.
I follow the logic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad to watch these guys just inevitably somebody's going to get hurt, and we'll talk about the injuries here shortly, but it was a wild game to watch. Yeah, the one thing you can never say is that a Charger game is never not exciting.
No,
Like,
they're always.
they're always exciting,
You put us
especially
in
these
prime time.
games.
You're gonna get
Yeah.
you get what
You
you're
get your
asking
money's
for.
worth.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, looking over at Twitter, let's talk to Dan Popper, who tweeted out this lovely little tidbit. The Chargers are allowing a conversion rate of 43.8% on third downs, not just third downs with 11 or more yards to gain, by far the worst in the league. The Cardinals are 31st at 33.3%.
Oh God.
The league average third down conversion rate on all third downs, regardless of how many yards, is 40.65. So we are allowing more converted third
like,
downs with
That
over
includes,
11 yards.
Third and ones and third and twos.
All downs.
The
third and
average
inches.
is 40.6. We're giving up 43.8 on third and 11 plus.
Yes.
Not
Yeah,
it.
that was the
That's-
one thing
that's not it.
that was the heartbreaking thing from that game, was watching, like, pushing them
Third
back,
and
pushing them back.
17.
Yeah, 3rd and 17. Like, God, we have to stop them. And they just didn't happen.
Well, dude, that on that last drive when they called a hold on Derwin away from the play on Kelsey that converted on for their 3rd and 12.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break on that
Yeah.
call. That's so bogus.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he was having contact, but they were doing that all game, and
Right.
Mahomes wasn't even looking that way to throw the ball. So
Right.
that seemed very much like a let's bail the Chiefs out of the situation, which it goes both ways. I know you can't blame
Yeah.
one call, but that was tough to give
That
to
sucks.
convert on a 3rd and long, and that contributed to this statistic because they converted on it because of
Absolutely.
the penalty.
Yeah, it's rough to see. And then right now the Chargers' remaining strength of schedule is 6th easiest, with only 2 of the remaining 7 teams having winning records. So we got 7 more teams to play, only 2 of them with winning records.
We did have 2 back-to-back tough games in prime time. Like, it's
Yeah.
what it was, you know?
Yeah.
Just 2 weeks of losing, it just really sucks.
Yeah.
You see what the Niners did to the Cardinals tonight?
Smacked
I haven't seen,
them.
no. Are they-
Holy smoke. 38
Really?
to 10 was the last time I saw.
Okay.
Yeah, good. But Kyler Murray wasn't playing. I'm assuming he'll probably be back for us because every time we play someone, they come back.
And they're already saying they're probably going to hold them off till after their bye week, and their bye weeks after they play us. So we might not run into him, or if we do, it's going to be a
Call of Duty
version
that he needs to play. He's not ready to play yet.
all day, baby.
Hopefully they drop some DLC.
I'll take any help I can get. Give me Colt McCoy all day.
All right. Well, looking at other teams in the league that have had Charger players on it, this came out and was surprising, but at the same time, when you hear the stat, it's not. Adam Schefter tweeted out, Broncos announced they have waived running back Melvin Gordon.
He fumbled again. We were at the tailgate when we heard the news of like why he got cut.
Oh, yeah. No, I saw that. Well, I was watching the game because it was Broncos against the Raiders. You're hoping somehow both teams pull out an L, but obviously that's not the case.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the game, and sure enough, Melvin Gordon running up and just the ball just flies out of his hands. Like it's uncanny.
Wasn't it on the goal line too?
Oh yeah, it was a goal line play. Like it just gets punched out, and it's like I think the stat he said was like Melvin Gordon has had 25 fumbles since 2015, and like by far the most of like any running back. And it's just like, dude, you could have all the skills to pay the bills, but if you can't hold on to that ball,
doesn't matter
on goal line plays. Like
he did that to us so many times.
Yeah.
So many times.
Yeah. Melvin Gordon has been waived. No word yet if he's been picked up anywhere yet. I haven't heard one way or the other.
They probably have a couple days for waiver claims, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know. I want to say I'm sure he'll get picked up, but I honestly have no idea. I saw the Broncos' other running back. I think Chase Edmonds is hurt as well. So they just waived a running back and one is injured. So
they're going to be in trouble for running backs. Hopefully they just decide to go with Russell Wilson. Empty, throw it every play.
Yeah, let's ride. Let's see. Let's look over now at the injury report. Daniel Popper tweeted out, Mike Williams aggravated his high ankle sprain, Brandon Staley said.
Apparently from what I saw is that it's not like a really serious re-injury. It was
That's
just like
the initial report.
Thing.
That it's not too bad. They'll get more information on it as the week goes on, but as it stands right now, we should be okay. But honestly, at this point, who even knows? And then on the injury update regarding Kenneth Murray, he had a stinger that did not resolve last night, but he is better today.
And we were watching that game. Kenneth was in coverage on Kelsey one time.
That was bad. It was a third and
it was one of the third downs.
Medium distance.
Mm-hmm.
And they had him one-on-one with Travis Kelsey. That's not his fault. That's just a terrible matchup.
Right.
That's like when we had one year, who was it? Drew Tranquil was running man-to-man with
Tyreek
Hill. Yeah. Come on. That's just not the matchup. That's our fault as a staff, honestly.
Yeah. So good to see him coming back. And then there's nothing mentioning here, but I think I saw Nasir Adderley because I saw him go out, and I guess it was his thumb or something like that. And I think he came back in later in the game. So hopefully, they'll get that taken care of as well. Hopefully he doesn't lose any time regarding that.
Tape it up.
Tape. More tape.
Tape it up.
Extra tape.
Let's cut to the tape. And then post-game, Staley had a few quotes here, and the first one is on the injury update regarding wide receiver Mike Williams. He kind of had a re-aggravation of it last night regarding the high ankle sprain. We are going to find out a lot more on the next couple of days about his possibilities for Wednesday's practice, but not a significant re-injury. So, I mean... Yeah, when I saw him get hurt, he obviously limped off the field. They first showed him retaping it up and kind of jogging on the sideline, but then standing on the sideline, no tape on his ankles, helmet off, So it's not like he couldn't put any weight on it, but just probably didn't have any of that explosiveness
safe,
that he needs.
It just sucks, man. You get to see how good they are. You get these little spurts. Like Mike got hurt on an awesome catch on the sideline, toe tap over a guy.
Yeah.
Like so good. And then Keenan was for sure on a snap count, not out there very much.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's in there, that giant catch, and when you need it the most, it's like, if we could just have these freaking guys all year. And I know every team gets injuries. I know, blah, blah,
Absolutely.
blah. It's just as a fan watching it, like I want to watch our best players play because they're just more
every
fun
week.
To watch.
Yeah. Then Brandon Staley on the team's level of urgency to turn this thing around and make the playoffs Staley said, we're trying to take it one game at a time. Our focus is going to be on Arizona. We played 2 really tough games in a row in primetime against 2, as you know, really quality teams, and they've been great games. I feel like our level of play has been high. I think we know exactly where we stand right now in terms of the context of the NFL landscape. What we need to keep doing is making improvements on our football team, continue to get guys back and make that progress going into the next game.
Get better.
I mean,
Start
yeah,
winning.
it all makes sense, you know.
Hopefully you
It's-
can get this run defense better, man. It is just such a
They were averaging over 7. I was watching. It was 7 yards every pop. Every time they wanted to run the ball, 7 yards.
so crazy. So they basically their philosophy is let them run all over us till we get to the red zone, and then get a stop. That's kind of what they did to the Chiefs those first 2 quarters.
That's what they've done the last 3 weeks. It felt like
Just like run wherever you want. We're gonna not let up a big play, and then we're gonna play solid defense in the red zone. That's what it's become.
our offense just has to be more consistent. We can't have a whole quarter where we don't score any points.
Yeah,
it's just like if that's the defense that we got and that's what we have to work with,
right?
Which I don't think is good enough. Like that giving up 500 yards of offense, that's not acceptable.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, our offense needs to score every quarter. We can't get blanked anymore.
Yeah. And then on safety, Derwin James Jr. defending Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce on the Chiefs' final offensive drive. Staley said 2 special players who were going at it, man-to-man, single safety. He made a good catch and was able to turn it up. Give credit to him. There was no one else in the world I would rather have covering him.
I agree.
Weird misstep for Derwin
got
on
beat.
that one.
Yeah.
We just don't see him get beat like that. That's just not normal.
No, if anything, in the last game that they played, we saw Derwin pile drive him into
Shut
the
him
dirt.
down.
So
yeah.
I
know. I went into this game with so much confidence. Like, hey, at least we have the Travis Kelce killer. Like we have the guy that no other team has that can shut him down.
Right.
He goes for over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns in one freaking night.
And you said when we were walking into the game, we were doing one of our lives on Instagram. You're like, I came to this realization that if you have a really good tight end, you're going to be
consistently good.
Consistently
you can be consistently
right.
And he scored 3 touchdowns on us last game.
All of them.
Like their wide receivers were out; they weren't utilizing that much. They're running the ball or throwing it to Kelce. That was pretty much what they did.
Yep.
So it's just,
it is what it is.
Hopefully, we don't have to wait till next year to play him again.
Hopefully, we get him in the playoffs. That'd be so sweet.
I want that
be a
first
fun
game. Like these games are always so freaking close. I want another one. I feel like we can really beat this team. It sucks.
Yeah, we're and that's the thing is we're in it the whole game. But both games we were in it, and they were all just done in by.
We had the lead the majority of both games.
Yeah,
just can't finish.
It's frustrating. And then on running back Joshua Kelly's injury status, Staley said, I think you should see him back in practice this week.
Isaiah Spiller has looked good.
Yeah.
And Sony Michel has definitely taken the number 3 role. So with Josh Kelly back, I don't know if Sony gets activated if Kelly comes back and is healthy, ready to go.
Yeah. I don't think after seeing what Isaiah did, I don't think you can take him out right now. Yeah. He's running hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to see that. I would also love to see you guys going over to our Patreon when patreon.com/chargerchat. We've got some fun videos and content that we are putting over there exclusive to Patreon, patreon.com/chargerchat. And we want to shout out some new Patreon members that have joined since the last episode. Yeah, shouting out. I apologize if I mispronounce your names, but I've got Anthony Pugliese. Yeah,
this is Tony from New York.
Oh, it's Tony Becadona.
Tony. I'm sorry, Tony. You got to tell me how to pronounce your last name, buddy.
Pugliese. I'll say Pugliese.
All right. We've got Albert Piercial. God bless.
I'm glad you're doing this and not me. Yeah,
I know, right? I'm the one. I'm falling on this hand
Send
grenade.
your hate mail to. Yeah, I'll put his address in the description.
And Hank Lunsford, all 3 of these guys join Patreon. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
So
Thanks
much. We really appreciate it. Go on over to patreon.com/chargerchat and check out all the fun stuff we do over there. We've got, if you guys think we laugh a lot on this episode, or episodes in general, just go on over to Patreon. We're laughs from start to finish
all day.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to go to Patreon, that's a-okay. You can go on over to our website, chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we've got over there, t-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. You can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in our members section and ask questions in Ask Boltfam. So go check it out, chargerchat.com. All right, it's time to go on to the next segment. It is Fan Focus. Let's see who Kev sat down with and brought some focus.
Let's go
to the fan.
Yeah. Nice. All right, guys, we are back with another Fan Focus, and we are super excited to have Brock from Iowa. What is going on, Brock?
Not much, just a little disappointed about last night.
Yeah, same, brother, same. It's tough. We always, these are so much fun. It's like my therapy because I get to hang out. We get to work through these feelings of what just happened and it sucked. And, it is what it is. We got to move on. We can't dwell on it too bad or we'll beat ourselves up. But
yeah, for sure.
Let's find out about you, brother. How did you become a Charger fan?
So it all kind of started. So I'm from Iowa. So it's kind of like you're a free agent to pick a team because there's nothing really super close. There's like Vikings, Chiefs, Bears, I guess, are the main fan bases around here. But so my dad was just watching TV one Sunday when I was like, I don't know, 8, 9 years old. And the Chargers were on national television. That doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
But they were on TV. I was watching it with him. I thought their logo was cool. I was like, hey, I like their logo. And then it came down to, I looked more into it. I looked at all the logos and I got the Chargers, the Falcons, and the Titans. And for whatever reason, I chose the Chargers. And then recently, like a few years ago, I found out that the Chargers were founded on August 14th, which is also my birthday. So it's kind of just like a cool coincidence, I guess.
Meant to be. Meant to be for sure, brother. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So is your dad a Charger fan, or is he where's he reside?
My dad grew up a Cowboys fan, but I'm the only one in my family that really has a team. But since I'm such a huge Chargers fan, my whole family roots for the Chargers with me.
That's awesome.
Go with it. Yeah.
That's all. You put the game on, they have to watch it with you. That's the way.
Yeah, that's how it has to go. I made him get Sunday ticket for me so I can watch every game.
I love it. That's awesome, man. Yeah, especially being from Iowa and that area, I feel your pain with Chiefs fans everywhere because they're everywhere. And after last night, kind of avoiding the grocery store. Don't want to go near these people because they all wear their gear the next 2 days after they beat us. It's just, I don't know. It sucks. So I feel you over there. I
go to the University of Kansas, so right by Kansas City. So many Chiefs fans. It's a great time for Thanksgiving break to get out of there.
Yeah.
So,
dip.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm back home in Iowa now. So
good
to get out of there.
Absolutely. So yeah, man, let's talk a little bit about that game. Yeah. What were your thoughts? We came out hot. It was looking awesome. Like holy crap. Will's back.
Yeah.
Keenan's back. This offense is cooking. You got put up 10 both the first and the second quarter, and then we kind of did what we've been doing the last few weeks. What were your kind of thoughts? What were some of the things you were excited about when you saw the game?
Yeah, number one, Herbert just looks 10 times more confident with Herbert and Mike out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks to see Mike go down because we all know he owns the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And at least he went out fighting. That great catch.
Yeah, it was.
And then also, I don't know why we haven't been playing Spiller more because he looked really good, especially in that first half running the ball. And then Troy Reader, when he came into the game for Kenneth Murray, the fumble, the full great play. And then, I don't know, we just need to play a full game of football and not just shut down whenever we get up because we're just so conservative whenever we get up.
Yeah.
And then we try to throw the ball down when we need to, and that just makes it way too predictable for the defenses. And and the O-line kind of just fell apart in the end of the game.
But isn't that what's so frustrating? It's like you see this high level of football that's played, but it's just not consistent. Like if you could just give us that more for another extra quarter, give us 3 out of the 4 quarters and we'll be in a lot better shape. It gets a little frustrating.
Yeah, I know what we're capable of. I've seen it, but it just needs to get put all together.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just frustrating. Man, I was really upset last night. it's just a good thing I got to sleep on it and kind of process what happened.
No, for sure. Good night of sleep's always good for a tough loss, especially those late ones where it's like you finish and you're just kind of like, shit, like I just got to go to bed on this and it sucks, but you know, figure it out. So like what, you know, there's so many like Charger memories and so many things that we all experience as fans. What would you say is one of your biggest Charger memories?
I got a couple. Started with one of my first memories is when we played the Niners way back. I'm not sure what year it was, but it's the one we went to overtime with them and beat them. And I just remember Eddie Royal very vividly, the Eddie Royal 4th down catch.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I remember it was just a huge moment. But
that's awesome.
That was like one of the first things I can remember. And then obviously the best moment was Chiefs 2018.
Yeah.
My family's got videos of me jumping around in my living room, just going crazy from that game.
Oh, that's the Mike Will one where he got the 2-point conversion?
Yeah, Mike Will. Yeah. And then I just say last year I went to SoFi for the first time, which not often for me. And unfortunately, it was the Vikings game. So we lost that one.
Yeah, I was at that one too. That was a tough one.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson destroyed Trevon Campbell.
Yeah.
Not a good matchup there.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, so I'm going to 4 Chargers games. They're 0-4 in those games. So planning on going to the Chiefs game next year. I'm just going to keep trying until it happens.
It's going to happen, dude. We're going to find this rhythm. It'll be good. But so thoughts, you know, we go into Arizona, you know, we got 7 games left. We got to start winning some of these. What are your thoughts on kind of what we need to do next week to really to bring this victory home?
Well, first of all, we're playing against Colt McCoy next week. So that should definitely help because we all know we're not the best versus scrambling quarterbacks like Kyler Murray.
Sure.
Getting people back, you know, getting Keenan back, not on a snap count. Hopefully Mike is okay.
Yeah.
Bosa, obviously super huge. And then just figuring out how to play a full game. Like, I want us to like kick them when they're down, you know?
Yeah. Be mean about it.
Tired of all these close games. Like, make a statement. Like the Cowboys, they just destroyed Minnesota.
It was like 40-3 or something. Like that's pretty. Something like that would be nice.
That's a statement right there. Like, because you know. So, and then I'm pretty like our schedule gets a little easier. We still got the Dolphins. I mean, for some reason, the Colts have gotten better under Jeff Saturday.
Yeah,
I thought.
Yeah.
And then I guess the Rams. That's not guaranteed, but I'm expecting. And then last game in Denver, it's going to be cold. Some people think it might be a trap game, but I just hope we can get it done. I think we need to lose 2 more games maximum to make the wild card.
10 and in kind of thing.
Yeah, so just kind of be as optimistic as possible, you know?
Yeah, love that energy. It's how I feel. It's how you got to feel sometimes being a Charger fan. You just got to stay positive.
I've gone through too many heartbreaks to give up now. So,
amen, brother. We're in it together. Yeah. So, all right, man. Well, hey, it was an absolute pleasure meeting you, Brock, and thank you so much for your time and coming on and chatting with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
All right, brother.
Keep doing your good work.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it. We will, and stay in touch. When we go meet up at a KC game sometime, and we'll go show these guys what's up next year.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Sounds good. See you, man.
Bye.
Well, Brock, I can certainly sympathize with those feelings. We are pot committed at this point. There's no turning back. It doesn't matter how many punches we take. We're still here. That's
all
right.
The chips are in. There's no turning back.
Please.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love the similarities. I love that he said his birthday is the same day that the Chargers were founded.
Yeah, for August 14th.
That's awesome.
It was written in the stars.
That is so awesome.
Brock. It was meant to be for Brock.
Well, yeah, we're glad to have you, Brock. Glad you got to sit down with Kevin, and we really appreciate it. Again, it's awesome to hear all the different fan stories from everywhere, just how they get into it and what their situations are, and you are no different there, Brock. We really do appreciate it. All right, well, now it's time to go on to the next segment. Ask Boltfam.
Hopefully they're happy.
Nope, I can't imagine.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Don't jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy.
That's right, folks. Time for Ask Boltfam. And we started off with Humboldt County fan, who asked the question. So I was thinking about whether it was time to start rooting for the Raiders to win games to lower their draft position. But then I remembered that it literally doesn't matter where they draft. In the first round, they're just going to reach for a day 2 talent anyway. Also, in the spirit of trying to stay positive on our season, do you guys realize, amidst the ugliness that is our offense and defense this year, that our special teams are killing it? We've made 16 straight field goals with 3 different kickers. We've allowed just 36 total yards on punt returns, which is second in the league. And we're 5th in kickoff return yardage allowed, not to mention a forced muffed punt turnover and a blocked kick. As always, f*** the Raiders. Hey, love you, bye.
I like this.
This
I
is
like
very
this.
positive.
Yes.
I love this.
We are all in on special teams this year.
But
Clearly.
honestly, look. I'm curious what they're gonna do with Dicker.
Yeah.
Like
He's starting to make it harder and harder to be like, just throw Hopkins back in there.
honestly, dude. Like he's not getting nearly the amount of money that Hopkins is gonna make. It's just I don't know how you pull him when he's playing like this. Touchbacks every game, and he's hitting everything.
We keep demoting him to practice squad. I feel like if you do it again this week, he's going to get
Somebody's gonna get taken. Yeah.
I don't know if there's any just horrendous kickers right now that are just missing everything and a team is in need.
I don't know. I had Graham Gano from the New York Giants on my frickin' fantasy league in the family league here, and he got me 0 points. So
Yeah, he might be a Giant.
he might be
if we put him on
shuffling
a
off to
practice
New York
squad.
if we do that.
I'm worried that if we put him down in the practice squad, he might be gone again.
I just love his name too.
I
It's
know.
a great name. It's
It's
fun
a
to
great
say
name.
Dicker
It's
the
the
Kicker.
perfect
the
name.
kicker.
There's so many signs in the stadium. It's just so easy.
It's so,
Well,
designed
yes.
for our podcast, honestly.
Just for the podcast.
Yeah, just for
selfishly.
us.
Selfish of the Chargers to get rid of
Selfishly,
him.
perfect for us.
All right. Well, Humboldt County fan, thank you for reminding us to stay shamelessly positive and to focus on what's going right with
Yeah.
this team.
Which
Doesn't
is
hurt to look for the positive from
teams.
time to time.
Yeah.
Kick man.
Let's move it on now to MJ, who asked the question. Not a question, but we're running the table and making the playoffs. Last night was brutal, but was proud of the Bolt fam that showed up and made it tough for KC. On to the next one, and nice meeting y'all at Thunder Alley.
Love it. I love it. This attitude. Chris Moore, the pink unicorn.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yes.
second the game ended, he texted me, "We're going 7-0." That's all he said.
7
He's like,
and
"We're
oh.
gonna end at 7-0." I'm like, "All right, man, I can get on board with that." It's just
Let's
like
do it.
the
I love him.
confidence
I
that
love
we
that guy.
have instilled in our podcast is just too much sometimes. Like I wanted to be grumpy, and then he texts me, and I'm like, I can't be grumpy. We got
Can't be
7
mad at
games.
that.
7 games left.
7-game winning streak coming in hot.
Well, and it was pretty funny because last night, talking to our buddy Randy, and we were in the stadium, and all the Chiefs were seated first because all the Chargers were still partying outside with each other, having a good time. So it looked like there's a little bit sprinkling of red in there. But then he was like talking crap, like, "Oh, it's going to be a home game." And then we filled the stadium up pretty freaking well. And then you could tell on third downs.
Oh yeah, they were.
It
silent.
was no joke. You can tell by this. I was trying to
Yeah.
keep up with the rest of the stadium.
Yeah.
It was loud, man. Like I haven't been like I think that is like the most dominant kind of fan show up I've seen in a really long time.
Yeah,
And
it
how
was
it
good.
impacted the game,
Yeah,
Mhm.
Bolt fam showed up at the stadium for sure,
big
I
time.
love it. All right. MJ.
and it was nice meeting you too. Sorry, it was nice to meet you as well.
I know. Wish I
dude.
could have been there, MJ, to say hey to you too, but we appreciate you coming in and
I think that was the
reminding
number one
us.
question. Where's Will Dog? Like,
I know. I was like, we're not good enough.
We should have
Well, first
should
of
have made
all-
like a cardboard standee for you guys.
They just had,
First
like,
of all,
good,
no one
big,
even
fake
noticed
beards.
me. They just saw Kevin and were drawn to him. They were like pushing me out of the way.
literally, Kyle got shoved out of the way one time. It was pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
And then when they do like, oh yeah, you're on it too. Where's Wool Dog? I'm like, fucking what? What are we
You're on it
doing here?
too.
What am I, chopped liver over here?
Seriously. Apparently, Mini-me, move down the bench. Coach, scoot down the bench.
Down the bench.
Oh, but it was so much fun, man.
It was really fun.
All right. MJ, thank you for not necessarily asking a question, but reminding us of the good times. Let's move it on now to Bolt Dad.
Yeah.
Who asked the question?
Why?
What voice is that one?
I don't know. Just
Oh, ow.
He just
I don't know why. I will say what's gotten hard is our excuse all year has been injuries. Andy Reid found out a way to put up 500 yards of offense with no wide receivers.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know how.
I mean, does that just basically say that we were out coached?
Yes.
Okay.
That was
I know.
pretty obvious that game.
Yeah.
And the narrative of Lombardi is starting. He's consistent. He's consistent in what he does. And it's harder to defend him when he gets, some of these guys back. It's hard to defend getting shut out in a quarter, and some of the decisions he's making, it just doesn't quite fully. It's hard to support it all the time. It just is.
Yeah.
My tipping point from being just like, everyone stop, leave him alone, to like, I don't know.
leave Brittany alone.
My tipping point was I saw DeAndre Carter at fullback on a third down, and I about crapped my pants from this game. DeAndre Carter was at fullback. And I get it. Like, you run him out to the flat. Maybe you hit him quick. But we didn't. We did not do that. We handed the ball off with DeAndre Carter in the backfield.
At fullback.
And I'm like, I don't know.
Now, what is that? Is that just being too creative or too...
Like, what does it mean?
You're just like mixing things up for the sake of mixing it up,
feels
kind of
like
thing?
Just guessing. It honestly feels kind of like you're like, just point and click. I don't know what's going to work. Let's just try this one on for size. We installed it this week, so let's see. But I don't know. It's tough, man. It's hard.
All right. Well, Bolt Dad, that's about the best that we can put together. Thank you for asking the question.
For why? That was a pretty lengthy answer for one word.
I know,
question.
for a one-word question.
Beautiful.
Let's move it on now to Junior, a.k.a. J. Rob, who asked the question.
Is it refresh? Yep. Unless he changed his username.
It happens from time to time.
Yeah. Sneaky.
All right. He asked the question, goes like this.
Ouch. It hurts so much, Bolt fam. It's so hard to stay positive, but I'll try. Where do we go from here, gents? We are 500, and I truly hope we can make a 1, but I don't know if I can take another loss. Want to say I love you guys and keep on doing what you do.
Junior. Thank you, Junior.
Thank you, Junior. Yeah.
That was kind of our one defense against some of the hate, was like, but we have a winning record. It doesn't matter. We have a winning record. Like,
winning record, guys. Winning record.
That's gone. We don't have that defense anymore.
For right now, we don't have it.
Yeah.
And definitely we ran into two strong teams back to back. And, you know, but when we say we're going to run up against a team that doesn't have a great record, our track record is not like this is a confident thing.
No.
We haven't like won any games by more than like a touchdown this whole season. So,
you got to beat good teams. If you're a good team, you got to beat good teams.
We need to win 6 of these, in my opinion. It's the only way you can really lock it in. You're going to the show. You can drop one, but you need to win a few of these to remember what it feels like before you can start.
Let's just worry about this week. Let's win this
one game at a time.
One game at a time.
One game at a time, boys. That's how you keep sanity.
Yeah.
It's not good for financial planning, but it works for football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, Junior. Hope that answers the question.
And it does hurt. It hurts hard.
It always hurts. It's never fun. You don't walk away from those going like, well, that was good. Like
that was a long 2-hour drive home by myself.
I can imagine. Like,
it was real quiet.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with a Chiefs fan the rest of the night. Imagine that.
But Randy's so sweet.
He was.
We were walking out of the stadium and he's like, I feel so bad. I feel bad. Because Kevin was
Aw.
like walking ahead of us all pouty. He's like, I don't even know. I just kind of feel bad. I was like, you
He's
didn't
like, I
do
just wanted to
anything."
win my fantasy game this week. I didn't care about this game.
I'm like, you didn't do anything wrong, Randy. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't feel bad.
He's a big boy. He'll get over it.
Right. All right. Well, let's move it on now to Jeremy,
He's a big boy.
who asked the question. Just say Dick Man's a kick man in the Borat voice, and I'll be happy. I feel I've been kicked in the vagine. Not very nice.
Right. And then
Well, there you go, Jeremy. Asking you shall receive.
Adam just delivering smiles.
That's right. I'm here.
hey, every day.
I will dance. Just
Dance,
give me my
monkey.
dancing shoes. All right. Well, let's move it on now to Cerberus21,
Yeah, buddy.
who asked the question. Well, that certainly didn't end as we all hoped. As soon as the Chiefs got the ball with less than 2 minutes to go, I had a bad feeling we were in for it. I had hoped at the very least we wouldn't lose the same way we did last year with a Travis Kelce walk-in touchdown, and I don't even have the excuse that a backup was in. If Derwin James can't stop Kelce, who can? Oh, bother. I don't know why I even try. My question is, how do I make the pain go away? Sorry for being a pessimistic petunia. I appreciate this fan base and this podcast for making it all hurt just a little less. Have a great week if you can, and screw the Raiders, I guess.
I don't know how to make the pain go away, but this makes it easier. Laughing with your
You're
friends.
making me smile. That's helping.
I don't
Yeah.
know why that made me laugh when you said that, but
Oh, bother.
oh bother.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's again, finding the things in life that make you happy, realizing it's just a game. And at the same time, we have little to no control over what actually happens in these games, and to really just enjoy it. And again, focusing on the positive. Like, I understand, like, at the end of the day, it's a win or loss thing. You know, did you win or did you lose? But
We lost.
And so you got to find, okay, well, like, what good happened? You know, we got to see Keenan Allen come back. We got to see Mike Williams for a hot second before he went out. Who got the sack? Was it Tranquil?
Derwin.
Derwin got one.
Derwin got
just
a sack, yeah.
absolutely launched that
That
running
running
back,
back,
that rookie
yeah.
running back.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he like just
It was
blew him
beautiful.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. So I mean, there are good things. You know,
That's a
sometimes
hard-
just taking a breath too, and walking away from a situation is all right too.
And it's a hard game because we were winning that whole game.
I know.
So like the expectations were exciting and high, and like we got this, like we got to do this. We scored. And
Right.
there's a minute 30 something.
All
left.
right. This doesn't have anything to do with the question, but what do you guys think of Staley's punt on that 4th and inches?
Hated it.
It wasn't.
It's
what
not
he's
the culture
preached.
that I
Yeah.
expected
not
from this
consistent.
team.
I know.
No. So
Starting to feel a little shaky.
when the coach
wheels are
says
a
that,
little shaky.
when that comes from the coach, you know it's
Yeah.
serious.
Just thinking,
Yeah.
overthinking it maybe. Uh-huh.
Doubting. I don't know. It's just doubt creeps in of his identity is being that ultra aggressive, go for it guy. And maybe
Well, that was
one
before
too
we
many
had-
critics.
That was before we had like the best special teams unit in the league.
Mhm.
So maybe that has something to do with it as well. And he said in his press conference, he felt good about what the defense was doing. Like
Why?
I don't know. I don't
Did
know.
he follow up?
I don't know if I'm an idiot about this. Like they had like 400 yards at that point. Like,
Yeah.
like, I
we
don't quite understand.
Literally hadn't stopped him.
Yeah, I don't understand it really. You know, I want to understand. I want to be smarter. Teach me,
Teach me,
teach me,
coach.
Seymour. Teach me.
All right. Cerberus 21, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to House of Hain,
Mm.
who asked the question. Mama always said Charger games were like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, except in the second half. No adjustments. I'm not a smart man, but I know that running on first down over and over doesn't work when they have 8 in the box. Why are we the close with no cigar team? We have been this way forever. Jenny said it's the Spanos curse. Anyway, I'm always running, but not on first down. Okay, love you. Bye.
That was a good one.
That was solid. That was really solid.
Yeah.
Thanks, House of Pain.
Yeah, thank you. That was a good script there. I don't know, dude. Is it the Spanos curse? I don't know if it's a curse. It certainly seems to be correlated with
It's like
them.
this
But
weird kind of consistency we have between different coaching staffs, different players. It's like
Right.
it kind of happens to us over and over. I don't know what it is. It's all
yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
We're lost.
We did.
We're lost.
Can't argue it.
Yeah,
We
it's pretty
lost.
simple.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see where this team goes and what happens in the off season that, determines what
In the
we
po-
get
in the po- you meant postseason.
postseason. Yeah.
Yeah, this coming.
Well,
post
where
the
this team,
playoffs.
that's the thing, is like where this team goes, like how far we get, do we get all the way to the big game or what happens? And then once it's the off season determines, what really will go down. But
yeah, we still got 7 games left. I remember.
absolutely.
I'm a Padre fan. There were people calling for Bob Melvin's head 3/4 of the way through the season, and Pods went to the NLCS, and he's got job security for a while. So
Yeah.
we don't know what's going to happen. The way that this story is going to end. We're in Hollywood. Come on, there's a good Hollywood ending coming.
We're due
soon.
for one here.
We're due.
All right. House of Pain, thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Athir Kadir, who asked the question.
Okay, I have a question. What is going on with Coach Staley? It looks like he got scared from 4th and inches. You punt and not go for it against Pat Mahomes? Are you serious?
Well, and they were doing this a lot. The hurry up on 4th down. They did a QB sneaks. Clearly, they feel better about that. And we were getting most of those. We didn't get stopped on any of those.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was just confused why we punted there. It didn't really make sense to me, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know why that happened.
It was inches. It was 4th and inches.
Inches.
It wasn't even a yard.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what happened to 4th and Staley. It feels like that has kind of not been the tone this year. And I don't know if that's due to, a lot of the player, well, not even J.K. Scott, but just the players that we've had out there being injured. Do you not, what is the trust in your team to get the first down really that wavered that you're not going to go for it on 4th down again against the Chiefs?
What was our down and what was our distance to where
It was
we
4th
were?
and inches.
But where
Like
were
our
we
own
at on
40.
the field? Our 40.
We were like
that's
our
right.
own 40, I think.
Yeah.
35.
That's right.
I mean, it was deep in our own territory, but he's done it before. We did it against the Chiefs his first season.
Yeah. So, I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but at the same time, the consistency of going for it on 4th down last year is not what has been happening this year. And I don't know if that's a call from upstairs to say, don't you dare do it, or if that's the right move to make. I don't know. Don't know why. But thank you for asking the question, Athir Kadir. Let's move it on now to Kuatalukan.
Certified fresh.
Who asked the question? Yeah, here's a question. When do we fire this shitty coaching staff?
The voice made that funny.
That was good.
Gotta
Really
make him
sad
walk
question
in.
made it funny. Staff.
I think if you're in the firing mindset, it's going to be when the season's over. But I
Right.
don't know how that plays out. I don't think Brandon Staley's going anywhere. But I think if you make a change, everyone kind of has been talking about where you would make that change. So it just kind of depends. I don't think anything's going to happen during the season, though.
No, definitely not during the season. We're too deep into it now to make that kind of a
Well, what's
change.
the option? You fire Staley, you're going to promote Lombardi?
Yeah, now Lombardi's the head coach.
I don't think Staley's going anywhere. I think if you're going to fire, everyone's talking about Lombardi getting fired, like moving on to somebody else, giving somebody else play calling duties. Like that's the easier one that you could do in season, but I still don't think it's going to happen. That's just not the Staley. The way Staley is wanting to build this, it doesn't seem like that's what he would do. Does that make sense? Just everything he's led up to this point, it doesn't feel like he did just fully, pull the rug underneath Tillery, which was surprising. But he can make those hard decisions. I just don't know. I don't know if he would do that on his offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
it depends on how much push there is from the GM and the ownership.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't foresee anything happening during the season, but later on, maybe.
Yeah, if we don't make the playoffs, that's just the nature of this business. You have to win, especially when you have the kind of team that we have. That's just inevitable. But right now they're our staff, so we're gonna pray they figure this crap out and get a good game plan for Arizona.
Hey, the best case scenario is they start really doing this well, and then they get extensions. That's the best case scenario. They're playing so freaking well. These guys are with us next year, and they're so
right.
Different ways you can look at it.
Absolutely. Lucan, thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Hank Zilla, who asked the question. Well, sad day, Bolt fam. That game felt like Derek Carr's wife after sex. Extremely disappointing after a promising start and full of tears.
Oh, God.
The Raiders. This team still has a lot of untapped potential. Fehoko played great off the practice squad. Tight end Stone Smart could get more involved coming off IR. Personally, I am smitten over Jasir Taylor and his football IQ. The problem is the quarterback room is full with Zont, Vato, and Bryce. How hard would it be to get Ja transition to play safety if Nas has to miss time from his thumb injury? Thanks for keeping the positive vibes alive. Kid, love you, bye.
Yeah, good quote. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah.
I think the difficulty in playing safety is the physicality of it.
Yeah.
Jasir Taylor he's a defensive back, but getting tossed as a rookie to be change positions, play safety that's to come up and make a lot of tackles in the box, not just the occasional one. That's a tough move. I think you're putting a rookie in a bad spot if you have to do that. It may be something that moving forward, if the roster looks the same in the offseason, you want to get your best guys on the field. I think that's a tough call for a rookie to have to change positions midseason. But I think that we've all enjoyed what he's done on special teams. Has looked great. But I think if he was good enough, they would find a way to get him in at the corner position.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, Hank Zilla. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Lexi M, who asked the question. Before we start feeling down that we still can't beat the Chiefs, let's look at the shamelessly positive things. Joseph Day had the best game I could remember him having all season. We got Keenan and Mike Will back, and they look great. Joe Lombardi actually had good schemes. Who knew he had it in him? Our defense looked better than expected and made some great momentum-changing plays. The bad things, well, we lost at home again in prime time to no one's surprise. Herbert is still getting pressure far too much. I cannot wait to get Slater back. Okay, on to the question. What will it take for us to actually beat the motherfucking Chiefs and honestly just finish our games consistently? Also, FTR, FTB, FTC, bolt the F up, kid, love you, bye. All right.
Well said, Lexi. Well said.
Yeah. What will it take to beat the Chiefs?
It's just consistency. It's third downs. That was what
the third down conversions were really rough.
We were winning that whole game.
Yeah.
And we were still letting them give up huge yardage. It's just those third downs. It's getting the first down and not giving up the first down. That's really what that game needed. And that would have been a totally different thing, man. It just was frustrating because we were winning the whole thing.
Right.
So I know we can beat that team. It's not like, oh, we got to reshape and reform this whole thing to beat the Chiefs. We don't. We're their best like competitive game of the season consistently. So it just needs to happen. I don't know.
It's interesting. I was talking to Tony earlier today. We're chatting on Twitter, and he talked about how, Kelsey has just been an awesome tight end, obviously, for the Chiefs, and made us miss the days of having somebody like Antonio Gates, which can be just such a huge difference maker. And our tight end situation has been a little wavery, obviously, these past couple of years, ever since we lost Hunter Henry, who seemed to be like, God, just would have been perfect to hold on to.
So
and
good.
just,
He would have been so good to have on this team.
yeah. Going to Gerald Cook, who was very miss, and Gerald Everett, who has had moments, but obviously didn't play this last game having the injury. So I don't know, man. It would be nice to get a tight end that fills that spot, that we can be that reliable tight end that just somehow finds a way to get open. That's the thing that always blows my mind, is when Kelsey and Gates and all the other great tight ends like just find a way to just be open with nobody around them. Like, how does that even happen? I never understand that.
Well, that's the best part about a tight end that can block.
Yeah.
If you have a tight end that is really is an above average blocker, you can go in and fake a block for 1,000, 2,000, and then leak out. Linebackers' eyes have left you, safety's eyes have left you. And that's why in play actions, tight ends get so wide open. But if you're not a threat to block, if Gerald Everett comes and pretends to block, I'm like, oh, this is fake. It's like you don't have that element of surprise when they're not an above average blocker. You don't have to respect that part of their game. And that's what makes some of those guys so good. That's why George Kittle for the
Right.
Niners, and you have these guys that are just that good. Travis Kelce is just phenomenal at doing everything. So I just think that that's a part of our game, but I don't know.
I'm not saying that that's necessarily the key to unlocking their team.
The question
from
is,
beating
how
them.
do we win games consistently?
Yeah.
What is it about the Patriots that were able to do it for so long, and now the Chiefs consistently for the past decade just wrecking the AFC West? How do you consistently do it? I think it's consistency throughout the organization. You have to have consistency in the GM and the coaching staff and the training, and there has to be consistency that you set an expectation. Obviously, that has to be all good pieces. You need to have the right pieces that are up high, because the players are going to change every year. You're going to have different guys every time.
Right.
The thing that can't change is that coaching staff, the GM, and the ownership being fully on board. And yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of, because you can't say better quarterback play. We have Justin freaking Herbert is laying it all out on the field.
Right.
Our running game is piss poor, but sometimes the Chiefs don't run the ball that much. They still consistently win. And so I don't know. I think it's consistency in the coaching staff and the management.
Mm-hmm. All good points, all good ideas. What will happen? Only time will tell.
One knows.
Lexi, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Cock Diesel.
Yeah.
Who asked the question?
Yeah. Hey, brother, question. Where's our RPO game gone? Every time Joe Ballsack makes my little brother J Herb turn around to play action, it gave the baby back queef defenders a chance to get a push on our pencil dick O-line, brother. When will Herbo have a chance to make changes at the line, brothers? Oh, yeah. Just imagine the day Justino Herbolicioso can truly unleash his meat rocket on the league like Zeus commanding Mount Olympus. Oh, yeah, brothers. King love you. Bye, brothers.
Oh, that was. I've never heard of the Lambalsack. Joe Lambalsack. It's good.
So the couple of things is there is RPO. There is some RPO options.
I asked a stupid little question. You're like, okay, well, let's take this seriously here, Mr. Cock Diesel, if I may.
Well, I want to answer his question.
No, I know. I love the dichotomy of it.
Yeah. The idea of RPO. So
yes, the RPO.
Okay.
Sorry.
The RPO. So there were times throughout the game that I was like, even turned to Kevin, I was like, yeah, that was a good RPO. You can see Justin, it's almost like the whole line is ready to block. He'll just get the ball and throw it right away.
Mm-hmm.
It's not maybe the traditional, we're going to ride the running back and then pull and throw. But at the line of scrimmage, instead of his wide receivers going to block on run plays, they're running routes. So it's not like I'm gonna fake the handoff, pull and throw. It's down to go. He's gonna get the ball and throw it right away. So I did see that a couple of times. And the way you can notice an RPO is by what the offensive line does. If the offensive line is firing out, getting downhill, and he just takes it and throws it, that could have been a run pass. The option was to pass. So it's there. If we want to see more of it, I totally get it. I think RPO works best when your quarterback can run, though, because it really is a run pass option. There's 3 options. There's hand the ball off, there's a quarterback to run, and the opportunity for him to throw. That's and then you have to zone block. We don't, as you all know, we don't love zone. I don't think we're successful and very good at zone blocking. So if you're going to RPO, you have to zone block. You can't be downhill getting to backers. You have to slow play it so that way in case he pulls and throws. So the RPO is dependent on you being able to zone block, which we're not extremely effective at doing. So there's a lot that goes into that. I think we're doing it a little bit here and there. It just looks a little bit different than you might see like the Eagles doing with Jalen Hurts.
All right. Well, great answer there, Coach, and hope that works for you, Cock Diesel. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Z the King 1, who asked the question.
Seems to me like a very, very difficult path to even make playoffs this year. We are already a win behind 3 teams for the 2 wildcard spots that does not belong to the remainder of Buffalo and Miami. Hoo-ha. Cincinnati also appears to be getting hot at the right time, so basically 1 wildcard spot left. That being said, we might as well try to get a better pick for some speedy receiving talent or a high-level game changer in the draft. As much as I hate to admit it, I'm officially out on Staley now. The team just always feels so ill-prepared for everything, and every other team makes adjustments at halftime against us while we continue to do the same thing and lose because of it. Hoo-ha. I'd like to see everyone in the front office and coaching staff gone except for Ficken, who has been amazing. My question for you guys is this. Shameless positivity aside. Assuming I'm right and we are not going to make the playoffs, what would you change about the team to make us an actual contender next year? Hoo-ha.
Dragging us down to the depths of the darkness there, Z the King 1.
Trying to put my shameless positivity aside.
I'm not out on Staley. I'm not.
Yeah.
His defense hasn't been performing. But we've also all these games are tight. All these games are close. So I'm not out on Staley. I think if there's a one person you can look at and be like, wow, we have this Lamborghini and it's not being driven appropriately, that makes sense. But Staley's not going anywhere. I feel very strongly about that.
I mean, to ask us what we would do to make changes, like, I don't know what we would do. Like,
stay healthy.
I'm not a mastermind. Yeah, if find some way to stay healthy from start to finish, that'd be a nice start.
Better on third downs. Those two.
I mean,
I don't know what you could do. Like with a roster build, our roster was freaking built. We had a top 5 roster in the league. It really is. So I don't think there's anything in that respect. I think if you're going to take away shameless positivity and like devotion to the team, because I'm still not all in on fire the whole world. And by the way, if you fire our coaching staff and GM, Ficken's not sticking around.
No,
he's gonna have a lot of.
You know what I mean?
He's gonna have a lot of opportunities somewhere else. So I do think the one thing right now, the way I'm feeling after that Chiefs game and feeling like we got kind of out coached from an offensive scheme perspective. I just think that we hit these lulls that we can't have. Like we have hot spots, but it doesn't feel consistent enough. And so if you put a gun to my head, you have to change one thing for next year. I think it would be play calling on the offense, but I'm not ready to. I don't know. We have 7 games left. I'm not ready to just be down in the dumps for 7 weeks.
I'm not ready to talk about the draft yet, dude. We're still absolutely capable of making the playoffs. So yeah. And that always that we've had that conversation so many years leading up to the draft. It's like, no, like you start playing poorly to get better picks. Like, no, you can't guarantee any of those players are going to be anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whether you pick 4 or 8, you could hit jackpot at 8 and dud at 4.
Right.
The draft is so unpredictable that you just play the best football you can play. These guys are not going to, these guys don't want to get paid. They're all professionals. They're not just going to roll over and lose.
And this
Right.
team's still fighting. Like, that's the thing. They're not giving
right.
up.
We're
So-
a game out of the wild card right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got to make a little run here. Let's lock up some wins and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Z the King 1. Thank you for asking the question. And we go out of Ask Boltfam with the broads. You know which ones. Who asked the question?
Hey guys, it's me, the devil. Doesn't it seem like one or more of the Chiefs players must have sold their soul to me? The way games always end in their favor. Well, I'm here to put your suspicions to rest and tell you that 2 of them have. Now it's up to you to guess which ones. As always, bolt up. Are you surprised that I'm a Chargers fan? Well, you shouldn't be. Even the devil is in love with Justin effing Herbert. Hashtag man crush. K love you, bye. Oh, man.
That was the most unique way to set up a question that I've ever heard.
Satan?
Turn ourselves into the devil and make them guess which one have sold their soul to me. It's got to be Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mahomes and Kelsey.
Devil worshippers. You heard it here first.
Breaking news.
Patrick Mahomes sounds like a frog and runs like a penguin. He should not be good at football. There's nothing about him when you look at him, you're like, yeah, that guy's going to be so good at football.
Got it.
Right.
There has to be something spiritually going on behind the scenes to make him perform like that. Because it doesn't make sense. He runs like a penguin and sounds like a frog. You shouldn't be good at football.
Makes sense. Yeah, can't think of any other answer.
Yeah.
And Kelsey's just always open. So, I
Yeah.
don't know.
There's voodoo going on.
There's some voodoo magic.
Or just gets the weirdest calls. They always get the weirdest calls, man. It's just so funny.
Yeti
is.
or not, I think we should make some voodoo dolls. Some chief voodoo. Because we have like the awesome R dolls, but some like send it with like lightning bolt pins that we could end the game. Like,
Are you listening, Yeti?
Yeti.
Give me a voodoo Patrick Mahomes doll, please.
Let's go with that knee.
Just poke it right in the eye.
All right. Well, there you go, the broads. Thank you for asking the question, and thank you all for asking questions and Ask Bolt fam. Not too bad, all things considered. We got through that pretty good, and we had some laughs. That's all you can ask for.
I feel better.
There you go.
I'm excited about next week.
And guess what? This week, guess what? We get to have Thanksgiving.
Chicken butt.
That's right. Yes, we've got Thanksgiving coming this week.
The best way a lot of people can cope with kind of sad feelings is eat. So this is a great week for it.
Here you go.
If you're sad,
yes. Time to eat your feelings.
Extra stuffing. Get a little more of that cranberry. You know what I mean?
Gravy, everything.
Treat
You know
yourself.
what? Treat yourself. Yeah. Put a little extra whipped cream on that slice of pumpkin pie. You know what? 2 slices.
Just mound of
Tell him Dr. Wooldog sent you. Told him 2 slices of pumpkin pie. Call me in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I think that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Any final thoughts there, gentlemen?
No, let's go fucking just beat the Cardinals.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I want to win.
What a riveting
recap.
Encouragement. Yes. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Sadness, exhaustion, a loss in things you once enjoyed, or you just don't want to get out of bed in the morning. These can be symptoms of being a Charger fan. You try to put on a brave face, but inside, the symptoms linger. Hi, I'm Dr. Wooldog. Every year, Charger fans across the country suffer from these symptoms, regardless of the players, coaches, or record. But now, there's a solution. Introducing Eatitall. Eatitall takes your mind off of the everyday issues of being a Charger fan. And it even showed a 50% reduction in couch coaching. Those are numbers we can all get behind. I'm not just a doctor. I'm also a client. I'm also not a doctor. Eatitall. Stop talking and start eating.